So look, y'all, look. So I went to Publix, right? And I swear the white police was so damn nice to me. I said, wait a minute, what the heck is going on here with this white policeman so daggone nice? I'm like, bruh, you ain't got to prove nothing to me, you know. But I kind of like it, you know, when things like this happen, because the white folks be feeling so ashamed of their behavior. You know, the next one you know, you in the grocery store and they paying for your shit, you know. But anyway, love bugs, hello Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, and subscribe, because it is so important to our success here on the YouTube. And if you are not already a part of our book club, please remember to hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee, you babies, yes, you can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now let's talk about this book, this Tina, My Life Story, Tina Turner with Kurt Loder. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what part this is, and I ain't finna, you know, faking shit. Okay, so where we left off, you have Ike and Tina. They touring all over the world, girl. All over the world, non-stop. 365 days a year, okay? And the dude, Krasnow, you know, had just... you know, is the people that is working with him, and he didn't record it. Like he said, about a half dozen singles, and ain't none of them doing shite. Okay, until this white man called. Okay, and the white man, who is the white man? Who is the white man? Nay, it's this dude, this strange but powerful producer named Spector. Okay, and those of you who know, you know. Okay, but if you don't know, I mean, fuck it then. Anyway, Krasnow said that the phone call was Phil Spector. He said, you guys have Ike and Tina, right? I said, yeah, I got Ike and Tina. He said, well, I want to make a record. Okay, and, well, I just want Tina. Okay, danger. Still shy of 25, Spector already had a extraordinary career producing The Crystals, the Ronettes, Darlene Love, and at the end of 1964, The Righteous Brothers. It was with a wild, twinged out version of a Walt Disney track, Zippity Doo Dah, which made the top 10 in January 1963. That Spector began employing and inflating studio bands to include like 1 gazillion guitars, 9,300 violins, 72 pianos. Like that's what Phil Spector is. Like he is like a young, hip, wild type Quincy Jones. Okay, but he ain't black and he ain't that motherfucking old. Okay, not in the 80s. He's like 25, right? But he had created a song, okay? Now, the girl, Darlene Love, thought that she was going to get the song. Answer, no, girl, this ain't for you. She was in her feelings because she knew how good that particular song was. She knew that, okay, he done some bad shits over the time, but this one is outstanding. Now, how he found Ike and Tina was one day he was in LA, okay, on this club called the Galaxy on Sunset Boulevard, okay. He was there, you know, because, you know, Ike and Tina was on their mini tours, you know, traveling around all the teeny bopper joints because they loved them. The white teens loved the Ike and the Tina. Okay, he was around there, and the next minute, you know, he heard Tina Turner's voice, and he was like, oh, where are those coming from? Where's that coming from? Oh, I must get that. Oh, I thought I had all the Legos, but no, the Legos is back there. I must go figure out who the hell this lady and her voice is. Okay, yeah, she with that man, but I don't want that nigga. Phil Spector said that Tina took the stage and proceeded to all but demolish the teen crowd, the California teen crowd. I told you, because them young white people, they love the Tina and the Turner. Okay, he was very impressed. She said, I'm sorry, not she, but Phil Spector said they took down the house with, I think it's gonna work out fine. I think it's gonna work out fine. It didn't work out fine, but Phil was so impressed by Tina. Spector was no flake when it came to creating records. He knew exactly what he wanted. He reportedly offered $25,000 for the use of Tina's voice. If that ain't pimping to me, so basically you paid the pimp, Kn0cked, to use his whole Tina the Turner. Okay? Now, don't forget, we're a couple of books in now, y'all. We're a couple of books in now, and we know that back in the day, young female singers would seek out pimp or pimpish type men to control their career. And there was abuse involved in it. And I'm disappointed again that Tina is not being forthcoming. If it wasn't for the Aretha Franklin book and that lady named Betty LaVette, you know, that was telling us the truth about how the system worked then, I didn't know that it was pimps and hoes. You know, now that I didn't know that my Louis McKay was a damn pimp who was pimping my Billie Holiday, I'm just, you know, seeing things from a different light now. And you can't tell me that Ike was not a pimp. Now, the people say that it wasn't exactly, you know, $25,000, but it was the minimum $25,000. But the dude Krasnow said that, he dropped the load on Kn0cked, okay? And Phil Spector went on and gave him the money that he wanted. The only caveat was that Ike would not walk into the studio. The deal was struck, and for the next few weeks, Tina was allowed to drive herself up to Spector's house each day in a sleek black Lincoln. Ike had bought her, Ike ain't buy her that. Tina worked for that. Okay, anyway, there she would immerse herself in Phil's conception of River Deep Mountain High. Oh my God, one of the most powerful records that Tina Turner has ever done. You know, child, just hold tight. Tina says that Phil was excited. He said he wanted to produce me, and so he and Ike worked out the details. I never had anything to do with the business, and I didn't know what a producer did in those days anyway. Then I was told there would be 2 weeks of rehearsals from 12 to 2 every afternoon. Ike was not to be there, and I liked that. For the first time, I really felt like a professional. I get it. Now, when she got home after the rehearsals for the first week, it was like she couldn't even describe this song. Because Ike would be like, what's going on? You know, what's going on with the music? All right? And she couldn't even, like, sing the song because I guess the song was so spectacular. And then just out of the blue, they was riding around like in the second week or towards the end of the second week. She started hitting that when I was a young girl, I had a rag doll. And when Ike heard it, he was like, ooh, that's a bad motherfucker right there. That's a bad song, Anime. So then what was funny was when she was in the studio with Phil Spector, right? She had said that the way that Phil was like producing her, it was so different from Ike, because remember how I told you that Ike always had Tina screaming and hollering? That's a gift, girl. That's a gift. Yes, your throat is red. Yes, but it's a gift, girl, to be able to holler like that. Okay? But she said when she was singing a song, she would put the little zhuzh on it, like how Ike told her. Phil was like, oh, no. Keep that churchy shit out of it, okay? Leave that, the riffs and all that other stuff out of it. Just sing the song, Tina. Just sing the song. And that she did. Now, when the majority of the song was done, Phil Spector said, okay, you can bring your nigga in, okay? Because the majority of it is done, all right? It was also other people there. This dude named Larry Levine. Larry Levine. I remember Larry Levine when I used to work at Marianne's when I was in college. He was a producer too? Or, I don't know. Maybe it's two Larry Levines. But anyway, the dude Larry Levine was there. And he was allowed to bring a couple of people in too. You know, while they rehearsing and recording and, you know, everything else. Because the dude, Phil Spector, had to rehearse with her to get her to be to what he wanted her to be, okay? The vocals is almost done. So they inviting the people in to listen to, you know, the vocals or whatever. Ike over there in the corner stewing, of course. Okay, because to him it sounded real good and he ain't got no parts of it. And the dude Larry Levine was bringing in these other ninjas from some other place, okay? Because Kn0cked like, wait a minute, Anime. Wait a minute, goddammit. You ain't tell me you had these other two white boys here watching you. You know, because Kn0cked, he ain't trying to get knocked, okay? And if you don't know what that terminology is, pimping terminology. Ike ain't trying to get knocked, okay? He can't have too many other men close to his woman. I'm telling y'all can't tell me shit. Kn0cked was pimping her. River Deep Mountain High was indeed a Spector masterpiece. The sound was so preternational, naturally. What is this? Child, y'all tell me down below. Deep and lustrous that one felt almost in danger of falling into it. I would agree. Finally, in the late spring of 1966, River Deep Mountain High was ready for release. Tina said, River Deep Mountain High was, to the amazement of everyone involved with the record, a disaster. Okay, now okay, now the dude Krasnow, you nigger, you Krasnow, I gotta look up his sign because Krasnow had to be an old Scorpio. Okay, now remember, Krasnow was the dude who basically had the contract with Ike for, I think it was $40,000, right? And he said that Ike and Tina ain't produced one hit while he was under, or while the Ike and Tina review was under his, you know, record label or whatever. Not one. Basically, Kn0cked took his $40-something thousand, bought a house, and then gave him his ass to kiss. Okay? Now, let's get to what Krasnow did. Krasnow had leaked a copy of the song to a local radio station, KRLA, okay? The problem was that the dude had leaked the song on the radio before it was even released, okay? So they believe that that's part of the reason as to why the song didn't do so well. Okay, I don't know about that. I wasn't there in 1960 something. I don't know, you know. So I didn't hear the damn song then. I didn't hear the song until much later. All right, and it's a beautiful song. It's a spectacular song by Phil Spector. But that Negroes Krasnow, who felt, you know, slighted, had to throw his little monkey wrench in it and fuck it up for the two. So that's what they blaming it on. That Krasnow released the song early to the radio stations and therefore people didn't want to go out and buy it. I don't know. What y'all think? River Deep was Phil's demise in the record business, you see. Phil was the personification of the kid who had vowed that he'd make something of himself because everybody had laughed at him in high school. And he did. But of course, that never solved the problem. Okay? So, I don't know, Tina the Turner, why you do that to that white man? He was living high. And then all of a sudden he got there. And then it just went left. River Deep Mountain High climbed to number 88 in the pop charts in the first week of June, then tumbled back down. Tina was dismayed, but she realized what happened. Tina says the record just never found a home. It was too black for the pop stations and too pop for the black stations. Nobody gave it a chance. Okay, I don't know. The song is a bad mother hunter to me. I don't know. I don't know. Now, while River Deep misfired in the States, it created a sensation across the Atlantic, rocketing to number 3 on the British charts in mid-June. The Stones were already well acquainted with the work of Ike and Tina Turner. By the time River Deep arrived, as it happened, they were then gearing up for the fall tour of the UK. Why not, they decided, invite the Ike and Tina review. By the time the Stones tour came up, the review was already on its second set of post-original Ikettes. After Robbie, Jesse, and Vanetta walked out, Ike had quickly scooped up 2 inexperienced LA girls, Maxine Smith and Pat P.P. Arnold, and a young club singer from Palo Alto named Gloria Scott. Ike, predictably, had eyes for the attractive P.P. Arnold. This particular lineup lasted only weeks. Now, the girl Maxine I just mentioned said that Ike had a problem with finding people. Okay, I told you he was like that damn James Jiminy Brown. Okay, he was like that nigga with wanting perfection from his artists. Okay, I can dig that. But I also think that it was kind of like a backwards plot to keep money in his pockets and not have to pay his people, right? Now, the sister Maxine said that, thankfully, Ike never wanted my ass because he had eyes for P.P. Arnold. Okay, he loved himself some P.P. Arnold. And he taking all my money, but goddamn, I'm glad I'm not her. Maxine says that I think Pat Arnold was his target, so Tina wanted her fired. Said he was singing. She said that P.P. Arnold was singing flat on stage. Well, we decided that since we had come together, if Pat was going to be fired, then we all leave together. But then the night that none of us was supposed to arrive for work, Pat was the only one who showed up. You know why she was the only one, Maxine? Because she was getting that D! The D! Tina said that's when I started falling out of love with Ike. You was in... Hold on, Tina. Make up your goddamn mind, girl. First you was like, I don't like the nigga. He ain't right. You know, the consensus was, I'm telling y'all, throughout this book, the consensus is, you know, I don't really like the nigga. He ugly, you know, but I'm going to marry him anyway. Now you saying you in love? Girl, everybody is confused now, okay? She said it got to the point where I told him, just don't bring anybody into my bed. That was the one thing I asked. Then there was this short tour we did with Ike. Then there was this short tour we did without Ike. He stayed home to start one of his little record companies. So I went out with the band and the girls. And when I got back, that was when I found out about the girl Gloria Garcia, and that he had really been seeing her steadily. Okay, remember Gloria Garcia? Gloria Garcia was the girl that was the real problem. Okay, and that Tina said that Gloria Garcia outlasted them all. That he really, really, really messed with her, you know, and that she was a problem. And that she might have to put that bitch down. Tina Turner said that Ike finally showed me a picture of her. What was I going to say, you know? Well, I was shocked when I saw this picture. The girl looked like Sophia Loren. I thought I don't have a chance against this woman. Tina Turner, are you crazy, girl? How do you not have the chance when you the lead singer, girl? You got more chance than all the bitches. Okay, people don't be recognizing their power. But anyway, love bugs, if you have not already done so, please remember to like, share the Facebook, and subscribe, because it is so important to our success here on the YouTube. Now remember this, the same people you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. My naysayers, my patron loves you, babies. Y'all better have a good one. Deuce.